What's up guys, another week, another car review, and this week I've drove this pickup truck before, but something was missing about this truck, and I was really looking to drive this edition of this Jeep Gladiator. So this week, Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. Yes, last time I reviewed the Jeep Gladiator, it was the Overland edition, and something was missing from my point of view. I was really looking forward to drive this edition, the Rubicon, because this one is the fully loaded, the off-road edition. This one's got all the bells and whistles you can put on a Gladiator. Speaking of bells and whistles, this one is not cheap. MSRP 69,000 Canadian. Yes, for a Jeep, it's pretty expensive, and it puts that Jeep in the same territory as a 1500. So what exactly makes the difference between a Rubicon and a non-Rubicon Gladiator? So first of all, this one is really the hardcore edition to do off-roading. So first, we've got those steel bumper in the front. So these are really rugged, ready to hit the trail. If you bump into some rocks, trees and stuff like that, this one is built tough. You've got those red tow hooks in the front, integrated fogs here, and also here it's ready to receive a winch. Really practical when you do some hardcore off-roading into the trail. Again, underneath this Jeep, we've got all the plating, all the skid plates and all that to protect it while doing off-roading. Again, here we've got some 33-inch mud tires from Falcon, really aggressive tread. We've got also Fox shock suspension on this Rubicon. It's pretty much the only one with the Fox shock suspension. Even the Wrangler Unlimited doesn't have this suspension. So, I was really looking forward to see all this shocks will ride. And on the side, you've got those rock sliders. So if you hit some rocks, you're gonna slide on them. This is really tough, really built, to do some off-roading again. And then on the back, you got another rock slider here. So if you're really into an incline, off-road situation, again, it's gonna protect the rear. And again, here you've got this rugged bumper in the back, some tow hooks, major big tow hooks to help you get out some harsh situation. Pretty awesome truck, really built, for off-roading. Here we can notice a really practical box. I could say a 5-foot box. It's a little bit more practical than the Wrangler Unlimited. We got a little bit more space for cargo. And you can notice also it's a longer base Jeep. So it's longer than the 4-door Wrangler Limited. Under the hood, we've got the V6 3.6 liter Pentastar, good for 280 horsepower and 260 foot-pounds of torque. This engine is matched to a 8-speed automatic transmission. Pretty good match for the size of this truck. Obviously, with these bigger tires and extra weight of differential steel bumpers and all that, this Gladiator is a bit slower than the other edition because he needs to drag all that extra weight, and those bigger tires will really slow down the overall of the truck. But again, more off-road capacity, you gotta do some sacrifice somewhere. You can also get a diesel engine, the Eco Diesel. It's optional. It gets pretty expensive when you put that option in. We'll see down the road if it's really worth it, fuel economy wise. But if you're someone who do a lot of mileage and you dig having that extra torque, the Eco Diesel can be a good option for you. So this little box is pretty practical. As you can see, you got some help also. It doesn't smack down for the tailgate. This tonneau cover is pretty practical, lightweight and easy to use. So you just have to open it like this, put this here, and you can roll it down all the way here. And now you get access to your 5-foot box. So one obvious thing about the Gladiator, and obviously Jeep in general, this one you can remove the roof, so it's one of the only pickup, convertible pickup on the market. So this one's got the hard roof this week, so you can remove the front panel really easily. And then you got that big piece in the back you can remove. It's a little bit easier to remove the roof on these Gladiator than the Wrangler Limited. Wrangler Limited, the part's a little bit bigger, a bit heavier also. So for summertime, you know, you've got a convertible, but still you can use it, your convertible, during winter. So that makes this Gladiator pretty unique and also a little bit more different than the competition if we think about the Tacoma, the Canyon, the Colorado and all that. They don't have a removable roof, so this one's got it, so it's a plus for the Gladiator. Inside of the Gladiator, it's pretty much the same interior as you can find in a Wrangler Limited. Pretty much everything, it's the same thing. I really like that pocket here, really flexible. You can put a lot of things because it's flexible. So I like these nets, super practical on that side. Also in the back, again, same kind of space in the Gladiator as the Wrangler Limited. You've got those little box here, you can store things, and also here you can store your bolt you're gonna remove when you're removing some parts, you know, doors, roof, windshield and all that. And finally here inside you can find all your buttons to control your locking differential, rear and front. You've got also your off-road plus, you can disconnect your front sway bar, and you got a bunch of auxiliary buttons ready to plug in some extra lights or winches. From the start, this is the edition I was looking for to drive, the Rubicon, the full equipped, you know, top of the line off-road wise. On the road, you know, it's still an off-road truck, you know. These tires makes a lot of noise. They're pretty hard also, so you make some sacrifice on the ride. Comfort wise, you know, probably these tires won't be my first choice. I know other brands of tires who can be a little bit more quiet on the road and also a little bit softer on the ride. And also here in Canada, I like to have a softer compound, so I'm able to use these tires all year round, even during winter time. So even if this truck is on a Fox suspension, you know, the ride is pretty harsh. Again, the tires I would use would be with a softer compound. With a softer compound, the ride will be way better, and you don't need to do any sacrifice off-road wise. But overall, you know, the Rubicon's rides a little bit better than the normal edition. It rides higher also. These are 33 inches tires. I'm really curious to see how the new Gladiator Mojave will ride. I think it's going to be a little bit more my style, a little bit more high-speed off-roader, softer ride. It's more built for the dune, the sand and all that. So maybe, you know, on the road, I think that new Mojave will be a little bit better than the Rubicon. It all depends how you're going to use your truck, you know. If you're doing a lot of hardcore low-speed trail off-roading, the Rubicon's probably is going to be the best. If you like a little bit more high-speed off-road, a little bit like the ZR2 or maybe a Raptor and all these trucks, I think the Mojave is going to be a nice option if you like a smoother ride and more high-speed handling and all that. Fuel economy wise, you know, I was really surprised, you know, this week. I did mostly country roads and highway use, even if we're on the 33 inches tires, and this is truly not the most aerodynamic truck out there. I was able to do a 13.8 liters per 100 kilometers average. This is pretty good from my point of view because this is really a hardcore off-roader. And last time I drove the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 Bison, I was averaging around 18 liters per 100 kilometers. In that case, this was just you know, horrible. And for me, if you're considering buying a ZR2, the small Duramex inside of it, it's the option to go with. But inside of this Jeep, you're able also to get the Eco Diesel. But you know, this truck is not super hard on fuel, so maybe it's not really worth it to pay extra for that diesel powertrain. Towing wise, you know, that's one of the major key feature for the Gladiator. You're able to tow up to 7,650 pounds. That's way much more than the Wrangler if you're looking at both. Wrangler is at 3,500 pounds and this one is almost double, more than double. So that's a big plus, and this is one of the best in its segment. Performance wise, off the line, you can feel the Rubicon is a little bit slower than the other edition. You know, this one's heavier. Again, like I said, the steel bumper, you know, locking differential, big tires and all that. So off the line, it's a little bit slower. I'm still able to do like around 7.2, 7.3 seconds, 0 to 100. But still, you know, I was expecting maybe a little bit quicker off the line or equal to the other models. Usually when you're in the hardcore off-roading edition, you've got that crazy high, you know, gear in the rear end. And it's not really the case with this Gladiator. I'm glad that, you know, they're not putting a crazy gear like that, because it's always a killer fuel economy wise. You can feel the ZR2 is a little bit quicker off the line because it's got that high gear in the back, but that's why it's a little bit tougher on the fuel economy. Overall, you know, the Rubicon, it's a great edition. It's expensive. If you're really looking to buy something like the Gladiator Rubicon, I would wait to try the Mojave edition. From my point of view, you know, the setup, the suspension and the wheels and all that, I think I'm gonna prefer the Mojave than the Rubicon. But if you're always in the trails and, you know, some hardcore, slow off-roading, the Rubicon is for you. But if you're looking a little bit more for high-speed off-roading, a little bit more in rougher roads or in the sand, the dunes and all that, the Mojave will probably be a better pick for you. So I'm gonna wait to drive the Mojave. I can't wait to drive this one. But overall, you know, I really like this Gladiator. But also there's a lot coming up on the plate with the arrival of the new Bronco and some rumors about the Bronco pickup and all that. The Jeep is not really alone anymore, so we'll see what Jeep's gonna bring to the table. They're supposed to bring a V8 6.4 liter option into the Wrangler Unlimited, so probably the Gladiator will get it too. So overall, you know, of all the Wrangler Unlimited and the Gladiator Rubicon is my favorite so far. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video, and we're gonna see each other on a next review.